Hello everyone, it's Robbie Blackwell with the Robbie Blackwell Golf Academy, coming to you from my backyard in Prattville, Alabama. If you're like us, you're under a stay-at-home order here in Alabama, and hard to get out and be active, but we can still go out to golf courses and play and practice. So if you can do that, I suggest trying to get out and do that and play and practice. If not, I'm going to give you some tips of what you can do at home to stay sharp in your game, especially in your short game. So today we're going to be talking about short games, talking about pitching and chipping, and I'm going to give you a little drill to do at home to work on that. So I got my bag in front of me. We're going to talk about pitch shots first, and so defining a pitch shot, I want that ball to go up in the air and it's going to land softer and roll less. And so I got to make sure I use a lofted club. So I got my TaylorMade high toe 58-degree wedge, and so I want to make sure I have that set up for loft. Okay, so when I set up to this, I don't want to have my hands leaning forward, leaning my shaft forward, and de-lofting my club face. I like my hands to be at neutral. I like them to stay in the middle of my body. Again, not leaning forward, and I don't want them to lean back either. That's going to have an adverse effect. And so I like my hands to be in front of my body. So when I do that, now all I want to do is just thump the ground. I don't want to dig too much. I don't want it to stick in the turf. But I got to make sure I make contact with that ground. Because if I don't, and I swing too far above the ground, then I'm going to hit the ball in the middle, the equator of the golf ball, and it's going to go too thin. So I want to make sure I make contact with that turf and expose that loft to the sky. Okay, so set up. So having my bag in front of me, make sure it makes me have to get the ball up in the air. And you can see I'm not taking a lot of turf as I hit the shot. Okay. And so one more just to show you that shot. So I thump and hold my finish over here, making sure I keep the club face looking up to the sky. I don't want to let my club face roll over this way, because then that's going to start de-lofting the club as it gets to impact. Alright, so keeping it looking up. And I can hit some nice soft pitch shots. And so if we're going to hit a chip shot, we're going to change. I'm going to change to an 8-iron. You don't have to use an 8-iron. It can be a pitch wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, 7-iron, something that has less loft depending on the height and the length that you need to hit it. So I'm picking my 8-iron here, and what we want to do here is we're going to try to keep it underneath the bag, between the stand and the bag itself. And so we want to make sure we keep it low. So I got my 8-iron. I can get my hands a little bit more forward in my stance to de-loft that, and the ball position a little bit more back. And so I keep that club face de-lofted. I don't want to release my hands to add loft. I want to keep my hands in front of my club face. So that's going to make sure that the club face doesn't stay open and add loft to the shot. Okay, so I want to keep this low and keep it below my bag. So hands forward, ball in the back of my stance, brush the grass. So that ball's going to hit and it's going to roll a lot farther. Okay, so in your backyard it may not do that. Mine's a little thick, so it's not going to roll quite as far once it lands out there, but I'm hitting the trajectory that I want to hit. So again, back in my stance, back. So I want to make sure that I keep that loft looking down, or looking out, not letting it scoop and look up. Okay, so I do it again. So if you're sitting at home, got nothing to do, get out in your backyard, get your golf bag out, and go over it for pitch shots, go under it for chip shots, and you'll start seeing a better improvement in your short game and start scoring better around the greens. So if you like this content, comment below. If you haven't already, subscribe, and look forward to bringing you some more content in the future.